Washington Football Maniacs.
So Hall of Famer Kurt Warner decided to analyze the play of Jayden Daniels. So he picked out a few plays from this last game against Seattle and really analyzed to see what's going on with Jayden Daniels. Now, Kurt feels like overall Jayden Daniels is not playing up to his potential this year. Um, Especially, he's not being as quick to get rid of the football this year. Not reading the field like he should. He will get into it. He will tell you a lot better than what I can. I will say that I have seen a lot of this myself. Now, I'm not an NFL quarterback by any stretch, but I have noticed it does seem like just the decision making, just getting the ball out quicker. It seems like things have been a little bit slower for Jaden. I don't know if psychologically it's one of those deals where he feels like the game is slowed down. And so because of that, he's kind of slowing his progressions, his reads down as well, thinking he's got a little bit more time than what he does. And that's not really the game slowing down for you. I think that's more of you trying to slow yourself down. Really, honestly, you should continue your clock. You should always have that internal clock as a quarterback and know you got to get the ball out as quick as possible. And in time, that will become easier and easier because you're going to be able to make those reads faster, and it's going to seem like the game has slowed you down, but really you're maintaining a certain internal clock. So let's just listen a little bit. Now, we're not going to go over the entire video of Kurt Warner. I will post that video in the description of this video so you can take a look at it. But we are going to kind of analyze Kurt Warner analyzing Jayden Daniels. So here we go.
All right, welcome into a study ball, and I made a comment earlier that I don't think Jayden Daniels is playing as well as he did last year. All right, the beautiful thing about me being able to make a statement or analyze a player is that I actually watch the film before I make these assessments. And so everybody comes out, it's this, it's that. There's a lot of factors, no question. There's always a lot of factors with the quarterback and with the team and whether guys are healthy and whether they're healthy and all those things. The bottom line is when I analyze a quarterback, I look at the play in front of me and I look at all the factors. Where are his eyes? Where is he reading it? Where should he be reading this? Is there pressure? Is there guys open? All of that stuff. And then assess the quarterback play off of that. So, beautiful thing is I'm going to be able to show you guys some tape of what I'm seeing. Does it mean Jayden Daniels not a really good quarterback? Does it mean the Jayden Daniels that we saw last year is not the Jayden Daniels we're going to see for the most part in his career? All it means is this year, I don't believe Jayden Daniels is playing as well. He's making plays, and he's still a good quarterback in this league. So just because you analyze and say he's not seeing it as well isn't saying he's a terrible quarterback. It's simply saying, I want to know what's going on. I want to understand what's wrong, what's different this year with Jayden Daniels specifically, where he's not playing as well or not seeing the field as well. But anyways, you guys can make your own assessment.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, people jumped all over Kurt Warner at the very beginning when I saw these tweets go out. He was just all of a sudden you had all of these Jayden Daniels fans just coming out and just really attacking Kurt Warner. How dare you say something bad about our quarterback? I mean, I'm a huge Jayden Daniels fan. I love him, of course. You know, he's my star quarterback. But at the same time, it is okay, especially for a Hall of Famer like Kurt Warner, to come out and say, look, here are the things that I have been noticing about your quarterback. I know that he has much more talent, and I know that he can do a better job. Here are the things I'm seeing. And honestly, me being never have played in the NFL, especially quarterback, I've even noticed in this season when Jayden has played, it feels like his timing is off. It feels like he's not sure of himself as far as which reads to make, or he's very slow about getting the ball out. It's like I think he knows where he wants to go with the football, but his timing is off. That started in the first game of the season. I chalked that up as, he just hasn't had a lot of playing time this year. It's going to work out as the season progresses. Now, had he not gotten hurt, that first injury in the Packers game that kept him out for a game or so, then I would have probably said, by week 3 or 4, you would have gotten back to seeing the same Jayden Daniels that you have seen last year. But I think because that he has missed some time, I think that also kind of upset the timing as well. And so, as Kurt Warner said, there's many factors, but he did want to point out a few things. We're just going to take a look at a couple of plays that Kurt Warner has analyzed. So let's just go with this first one.
I'm not saying this stuff is easy, okay? So that's the thing, is we can always, make our assessment go, not easy, so we don't put anything on him. The other thing that I know is I've seen Jayden Daniels do these sort of things, okay? So he's coming out on the naked bootleg, and we're going to have a 3-level play. We're going to have a high corner here, which really you're only going to look at if you get out on the edge and there's no defender. If this defender's not here and you got all kinds of time, you're going to peek and see if you can get the deep one. But what this is really going to become, like any naked bootleg, okay, a lot of times you have the over coming from this side. But you come out, you're going to look at the flat. If the flat defender takes that, you're going to come and look at the second level.
Yeah, so as what Kurt Warner is talking about, I don't know if you can see my mouse here, but Jayden Daniels should be paying attention to this defender right here, because this defender is going to really make the decision as far as where is Jaden going to go with the football here. So if this defender kind of starts cheating back, so to speak, more toward Zach Ertz here, you're going to have, I believe this is Deebo Samuel. You're going to have Deebo Samuel wide open in the flat here. It should be a pretty easy pitch and catch right there. And if not, if he kind of stays with Deebo Samuel, you're likely to get the ball out to Ertz, and Ertz is going to have enough room to probably have a little bit of yak to get the first down. The thing is, like, if you're seeing this defender right here, you see where he's where his hips are. His hips are already looking in, which means it's going to be very hard for him to adjust back to catch up with Deebo. So chances are Deebo's going to be open on this play anyway.
Okay, so we come out here, and there's the flat defender.
Okay, so his hips looked in, and then he turned this way. So wide open. This is at the point where Jaden needs to go ahead and launch the ball to Deebo. Now, he can either kind of do kind of a, get it over the defender, maybe about right here, or he could kind of zip it back here. That defender is already heading that direction to cover Zach. And so is this defender. So he's likely not going to, if he is able to make that adjustment and defend the pass at Deebo, then you can just chalk that up as a great defensive play.
Right here is already determined that he's going to take that. With this much space between these two guys, I would expect Jayden Daniels to be either able to settle here and make this throw up over the top to Deebo, or flip his hips right here and make this throw to Deebo. Okay, but already he's looking down the field and looking to run, which again, he can do that. But like right here, I would expect him to kind of flip his hips right here and, read this high-low here, keep that guy away from him, and possibly make this throw. Okay, but again, we can assess it how we want. All right, there's pressure there because it's a naked bootleg and you're going to have a guy in your face. Okay, so he just takes off and runs. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know why Jaden felt like he needed to scramble because, as you can see, and maybe you couldn't see it because my stupid head was in the way, but what Kurt Warner was looking at, all this room right here between this defender and Daniels, this guy and this guy both decide that they're going to cover Zach Ertz, which leaves Deebo Samuel wide open in the flat. This is probably Chris. Um, Chris, what's his last name? Um, this is this defender, Chris Brown. He's taken this defender, uh, out in the go, and so you're going to have Debo wide open here. And the thing is, if this defender decided to bite on this, I mean, you'd still kind of have Brown open here, but um, would he be able to turn back and look in time for the pass? I don't know, but still, there were options. And I mean, even at the end of the day, there were probably options right here for your back out of the backfield. There really wasn't any need for Jaden to scramble.
Top to Debo, or flip his hips right here and make this throw to Debo. Okay, but already he's looking down the field and looking to run, which again, he can do that. But like right here, I would expect him to kind of flip his hips right here and, read this high-low here, keep that guy away from him, and possibly make this throw. Okay, but again, we can.
And he probably could have also kind of eyed Zach Ertz, so to speak. Made the defenders feel like that he's already locked in on Ertz, and that's probably maybe what he did at the beginning, and then decided that he could beat this defender with his legs and get the same amount of yards. I don't think so, because you look at all of this space that Debo has. This defender's already, he's already taken this area. So, I mean, honestly, this almost looks like, I know it's not easy, but it looks like an easy pitch and catch, where if you get it to Debo here, he's got a lot of field, a lot of space, and Jaden just
says it how we want. All right, there's pressure there because it's a naked bootleg.
All right, so that was one play. Let's go down a little bit. Let's look at this play here. I'm going to kind of move myself. Oh, I'm moving the wrong thing, folks. Messing up my entire video here. I'm going to move myself over here. And let's see what Kurt Warner is saying about this play.
Go. Play aggressively. Play fast. Again, what he did last year compared to this year. Okay, down here, they're going to run something, and they're going to have a hook down here. Okay, so we've got tight coverage, and then soft coverage. So same thing, if I was going to come down here, I'm going to be thinking, hit that hook as soon as he stops. But he decides to look up top. Again, I don't like it, and I know it's going to be tight from the get-go, but he's looking there and he's set. Throw it. Got to throw it. Throw it out.
So what Kurt Warner's talked about not liking it is he doesn't like to throw these out patterns on against press coverage. And you got press coverage up here. If you go back and look at it as they're set, here's press coverage right here. You got the off right here. This is where Kurt would rather go to, because you're probably, with these three wide receiver side here, you're probably going to have one of these guys you're going to be able to get the ball out to as quick as possible. But yet he looks at the press first.
And then soft coverage. So same thing, if I was going to come down here, I'm going to be thinking, hit that hook as soon as he stops. But he decides to look up top. Again, I don't like it, and I know it's going to be tight from the get-go, but he's looking there and he's set. Throw it. Got to throw it. Throw it out there. You got to put it on the sideline, and you got to trust your guy to win, and you got to throw it. Otherwise, to me, there's no reason to go there, because it's not going to be any more open than that. And again, that's why I don't like it. I don't think it's open.
If we stop, well, let's see. I don't know if I can get it where it needs to be, but yeah, okay. Right here, you've got Jalen Lane that you can get the ball out to pretty quickly. You also have this receiver right here who's going to take this defender with him. And you got this defender here, but Jalen, if he can catch this, he's got some space right here. He could probably get you a few more yards. But Jaden looked off to his right. This was his first read. And he should have probably looked at this being his first read and progressing back to his left.
Based on the big picture. Okay, but again, playing fast and trusting it. Back foot hit, let it go. Let it go. And again, you can say at the end of the day, it's too tight, don't like it. I would agree with that 100%. Now get back to the other side. Cross it off, say I don't want it, and get back to the other side because the picture on the other side is better.
Yeah.
Now, I'll also say that in Washington's offense, I do believe there's a lot of pure progression type stuff where they basically tell him, hey, you're going to start here and you're going to work across. So that last play may have been you're always going to start on the quick out and then you're going to work across the field to the other side. Maybe. Okay.
So, Warner makes a fair assessment there. We don't know for sure how that play is supposed to progress, right? Like, are you supposed to look at the quick out first and then have your progression slowly going off to the left side? That could be it, but I think that also comes with time. You see that play enough, you're going to realize, okay, I'm going to need to get through my progressions a little bit quicker if I'm not going to be able to hit that quick read on the right side.
Okay, but again, to me, you got to play the game faster. You got to see the big picture. And I thought Jaden did that extremely well last year.
He did.
And I don't believe he's doing it as well this year.
Boom.
Okay, so here's another one. All right, so we're going to motion, and this is our play. Okay, we're going to run just kind of a little cross like here, and then we're going to run a hook, and we're going to run a stop over here, and then we're going to bring the back into the flat. Okay, so how are we going to read this? With us being condensed into the boundary, to me, what we have to do is we've got to start right here. Okay, so if that guy stays tucked inside, okay, and takes that away, then we're going to basically get a 2-on-1 out here with the flat coming underneath it. If that defender widens because we're doing all this out here, we're going to look right here and we're going to try to get it, and then we're going to work accordingly. Okay, if you work inside, it could easily be, okay, if this guy turns and takes this away, then just dump it to your back underneath. But again, what's right here? Okay, so I got to be...
Yeah, so that's exactly, I understand perfectly what Kurt Warner is saying. So if we go back, yeah, you're really keying this guy right here. What is he going to do? Is he going to drop back here to cover Samuel as he gets to this point? Then it really comes down to, what are these two guys? What are these two defenders going to do? Are they going to go off with these two receivers? If so, you still have your last option, which is your running back out of the backfield, who you can pass to about right here, and he's going to get some yards. So either way, you've got plenty of options on this, but it really keys in on what this defender is going to do.
Here, and we're going to try to get it, and then we're going to work accordingly. Okay, if you work inside, it could easily be, okay, if this guy turns and takes this away, then just dump it to your back underneath. But again, what's right here? Okay, so I got to be set. Here it comes, right there. There comes the throw. To me, he's looking at it right there. This is a huge window in the NFL. He's looking at it.
So he should anticipate that Samuel is going to be able to get open right here. Now, this guy here, this linebacker, he's probably going to be able to try to drop back as much as he possibly can to try to meet Samuel at that point. But Samuel's probably going to be able to get there pretty quickly in order to catch the pass. And like I said, you got this defender right now. Now, is this defender, is it going to keep going with Samuel? If he is, you got this guy right here. You got looks like your tight end right here is already wide open. I would think this guy would probably key in there possibly, and then try to have your corner or your safety here try to catch up with this guy. But at that point, either one of those receivers, if they're looking back, now that's the thing, are they looking back at the quarterback? Because at this point, you got some options. And then finally, yeah, if they're somehow able to if you're not feeling comfortable with any of these guys, you got your back right here, wide open, plenty of space. He's going to easily get the first down.
Okay, so take it. Okay, you don't like it, you don't take it, whatever. Okay, come right here. Work through your progressions. Take it. There it is right there. Take the back. Everything else is condensed because this guy pushed through, this guy pushed here. You don't have anything else but this. Yep, the pressure's starting to come now.
Yeah, so yeah, you got pressure here. You got this guy here. Pressure's coming from here, but you got the back right here. This might be kind of a hard pass, but Samuel is wide open. You're not going to be able to get to the tight end here. I don't trust Brown enough here. So you got Deebo Samuel or you got the back out of the backfield. Should have been a big gainer either way.
No question about it. But that throw should have already been off, or you should have plenty of time right here to hold this, you know, and get this off to the back right here based off of that decision. Okay? I mean, there's plenty of time. There it is. There's the throw. Oh, I don't have it. Get right to your back, right there. Take the hit, drop it to your back, and let's go. Another scramble.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, watch the whole video, but I am understanding what Kurt Warner is saying. And, you know, you can say, well, he only analyzed this one game. Well, go back and watch some of the other games because I think you'll find it's been happening more than once. Just, you know, there's been several games where I could even see why is Jaden kind of taken off. It seems like he probably could have made a pass or at least got rid of the ball or something.
Is being able to read coverages and understand where I need to go as fast as possible. Okay, so they're going to run this kind of concept again. Okay, and then they're going to run an in and something back here. Against cover two high safeties right here. The defense is going to have three guys. Okay, so they got a guy to cover the flat, they've got a guy to cover the hook, and based off of what this Mike linebacker does, they have a guy to cover this vertical. If that Mike linebacker wants to turn and go the other direction, then I'm going to read it down the middle to my two guys on the outside because they're short. But as soon as my Mike linebacker opens to the three receiver side, which is what I expect, he opens in this direction, then my eyes need to get back here for my high-low to the backside. Okay? So
yeah, so it really depends. This is the mic right here. So Kurt's saying he's anticipating the mic to favor toward the three receiver side, which is going to open up your opportunity on this side, either to your back out of the backfield or this receiver here.
So there it is right there. Okay? I should see that already as a quarterback and see this guy turn this direction.
Yeah.
Okay? So you see, there's the guys that are in position. I know in cover two, this is what's good. A corner, a backer, and another backer. So once that happens, I need my eyes back to this side, and I need to be ready to rip that throw right there.
It's a tight
okay?
throw,
but you notice how long Jaden's eyes are to the front side, so he doesn't have any opportunity. And again, I don't know if he can make this throw or not, right? Quick pressure inside. I'm not sure he can hold this ball to get back there. But ultimately, that's not the point of what I see as a quarterback. What I see as a quarterback is how quickly can you recognize what you're seeing and get your eyes and feet to the right side or right position and give yourself a chance to be successful. So to me, it just took way too long for him to look left, okay, and then get back here. I'd like to see him, hey, look left. As soon as you set, boom, you eyes are backside and you are ready to rip this window right here. Whether you have time to do that, I don't know based on the pressure. Probably not in this particular case, but got to play faster than that.
It almost looked like
that's just again.
It almost looked like he was trying to buy enough time to get the ball to Zach Ertz because eventually Zach Ertz was wide open, but honestly, it was after Jayden Daniels had ran out of time.
So that's what I see when I talk about seeing the field. And we can talk about all kinds of stuff. The guys on the outside, that's not even what I'm looking at. I'm not even looking at if guys on the outside are winning their one-on-one battle. Well, I would if there's man-to-man coverage, but these aren't man-to-man coverage, as you see. I'm not looking and saying, okay, is the guy up front getting beat so much that his eyes shouldn't be in the right spot? Like, that's not a thing. Eyes in the right spot, playing the position, ready to go, and then react to the pressure. So that one, again, I'll give him a pass for not actually throwing it to the backside because he didn't have time. But his eyes should have been there much sooner based off of the original look of the coverage. Okay? So here they come, and they bring pressure, and
And honestly, right here, he should have been able to have just gotten it to Ertz as quick as possible. I mean, it's a 4-yard gain by the time he catches it. Well, by the time he catches it and the defender gets to him, he's probably gotten about 7 yards. But he was right there. Should have gotten it there much quicker. I definitely agree with Kurt Warner on that. So I mean, overall, that's basically what I have been seeing, what I've been noticing. Now, of course, I don't go back and look at the tape as much as what a former NFL quarterback is going to look at. He's obviously going to be able to pick out some things, but as he's kind of going through it, you kind of start to see, you start to understand what defenders that the quarterback needs to kind of recognize. What coverage do you anticipate that they're going to do? And then what are you going to be able to do to counter what the defender is going to try to take away from you? And so Jaden has to do that faster. I think he knows it, but for some reason or another, he's not getting the ball out as quickly as he can. And the thing is that as well, it makes the offensive line look terrible because they can only hold these guys for so long. Now, it's not like the Hogs where, they can hold these guys for as long as possible to kind of cover up a quarterback who is maybe going through his progressions a little too slowly. But I mean, you got a decent offensive line, but they're not going to give you a whole lot of time, right? And so you got to be able to make these reads a lot faster, a lot more on time. And I think that is the overall thing, is that Jaden does seem like that he is not making his reads fast enough. He's not recognizing it fast enough. He's just basically not seeing the field like he did last year. Last year, it was like, man, I mean, it was like that he had been playing in the league for 10 years. This year, he looks more like, honestly, like a rookie. And I don't really understand why there's a difference, other than there's probably a lot more pressure because of all of the success that Washington had last year, that there's pressure to succeed, and sometimes you put so much pressure on yourself that really winds up turning out to be kind of a negative reaction. So overall, I have to commend Kurt Warner for his breakdown. Now, yeah, it would be nice if he could go back and do this and look at several plays throughout the season. It'd take him a little time, though, to center in just on Jaden for several different games. But it would be nice to at least see, okay, what, is this something that's been going on all season long? Which it seems like it has been. But has there been times where he's looked like the old Jayden Daniels? For the most part, I hadn't really seen a lot of that. But just like what Kurt Warner said, that is not to say that for the rest of Jaden's career that you're not going to see the Jayden Daniels that you saw in 2024. I fully expect him to come back in 26 and make this season just the oddball season that for some reason things just didn't go right with us. But this, We're back on track in 2026. I expect that from Jayden Daniels in year 3. So I don't think that this year is indicative at all as to what we're going to see with Jayden. Now, of course, fans of other teams, you know what they're going to say. They're going to be like, yeah, he's going to turn out to be the bust. He's the one hit wonder, so to speak. That's just what Jayden Daniels is. Of course, you're going to have guys who are going to come out and say stuff like that. I ignore it for the most part. Actually, I had a Giants fan who came back to me after this game and was happy, was just obnoxious, because he just wanted to gloat so much that Jayden Daniels got hurt. Of course, I blocked that guy quickly, but this overall, I think this is a good assessment. It hurts as a fan. It hurts for somebody to break down Jayden Daniels and say, look, he's not playing well. But the truth is, he isn't playing well. But it isn't that he's not playing well all the time. It's just that I think he's making some wrong decisions. He's certainly wanting to take off running much more this year than what he did last year. Last year, it felt like it was more of an organic, natural thing that most of the time he was getting the ball out pretty quickly. And when he did take off and run, you realized that nobody was open and he had the opportunity to make a big play, and he did. This year, it seems like he's kind of, it feels like he's not going through his progressions fast enough, and he runs out of time and he either gets sacked or he has to scramble. And so those are things he's going to have to clean up for next year. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Please consider subscribing as well to the Washington Football Maniacs. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.